Should be streaming, I think, right? Yeah. It looks like it's on. All right, how is everyone? Yeah, I think we're on. We're on. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to close it here. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, so the full moon, yeah. Hold on. Got it. Live stream. Okay, Dr. Jesus is in. All right. Everybody's here. Cool. So everybody having a good time with the full moon and all that jazz that just happened? Um,
Right.
huh?
No, I said right. Like it's been a very interesting
Yeah.
enlightenment for sure. A lot of good
Yeah.
things coming for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll look at this full moon I just passed, and well, let's check out. We got the next. What is it? The next new moon, right? Is it the new moon? Is in the Fucus, um,
Yeah.
or the next full moon? I forget which one I was looking. I got both. I got both of them up. We'll look. So yeah, let's see what's happening here. Okay, we have that there. Um, This was the full moon that just passed. I felt like we went over this in the last video, but it's good to look at it. Um, Let me just get rid of some of these things. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we went over this in the last video. I don't know if you guys remember in the November report we did, but we were looking at this mystic square, and this could be some. We were worried about the war, some aggression. I don't really know how that's been playing out. I'm not. I don't really watch the news. So, so it's a mystery to me. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, let me just do something real quick. This thing is showing up. Yeah, I don't know why this is showing up on the bottom. Anyway, so yeah, this new moon, this full moon, was in Taurus, and the sun just slipped into Scorpio. Yeah, and it's conjunct Mars. So this is what could have been feeling a little bit anxious. I mean, it depends how you want to work it. I took a lot of action myself this morning and today. I just took care of action because I kind of knew what was going on in Saturn. It was T square Saturn. But if you were, I mean, last night I was like kind of getting frustrated with something. I remember, and then I remembered, oh, full moon's coming up at 5 in the morning. Right, yeah, it was like 5 in the morning. Yeah, so I kind of chilled out. But yeah, it came up like stuff. I mean, if you're not paying attention, it can take you over a little bit. So that's kind of what we saw. I don't know if you guys had any type of experience like that. Yeah, and then what was interesting is we have this Mercury's been hanging out in Fucus. We're gonna look at it again. But Mercury in Fucus, then it's gonna go retrograde soon. So this was bringing out, and then it was trining on Venus, sextile Venus, trine on North Node. So moving ahead, sextile Venus, trine on North Node. So kind of being guided in some way. There was something that was giving us this kind of Sophia messages with Venus in Virgo with the South Node. So there was like a remembering of this divine feminine way and the North Node, understanding. I remember writing understanding the way of the Sophia, the feminine codes. So that was that. That was that. That was today. So that's. I don't know what you're in right now, or if you're chilling out like me, trying not to get looped up in it. But let's look at the next new moon on let's see here. We have okay, there we go. Yeah. Now I move my cameras over here. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this one has my attention. If you can see it, I'll get my pen out because I see a lot like new moon is the conjunction of the moon and the sun. It's in the Fucus, and Mars is in Scorpio, and Mercury just got out of a Fucus, and it's in Sag. So we're operating. To me, this looks like God self power. Because we all know Fucus is knowing your God self. That's the Christos type energy that we talk about a lot. That's handling the serpent, the Kundalini, the 13th sign, not being controlled by the zodiac because it's a transmuted God-like person. And we can still see here we have this Pluto is still doing its thing, still T square, but now we have Jupiter involved. So this is a grander. So this is confidence in rebuilding your higher self because Pluto is about rebuilding. So there's a consistent rebuilding of your higher self. And new moon is planting the seeds to keep on moving forward and knowing who your higher self is. Because Mercury is the knower of higher. And Sag, it's the higher, knowing of the highest. And what we find here is there's a square to Neptune. The new moon is squares on Neptune in Pisces. So I see this as the fight of spirit. Now we're going to see this later on in the full moon, how this could be a conflict a little bit because the square is still going to be there. But there's a fight of spirit. So there's like Neptune is in Pisces doing its flow with spirit, and then it squares on this new moon. So there's something inside that will be fighting you. There's you're feeling intuitive and you're being guided and you're building this God self energy, but there's something that's gonna just maybe give you confrontation. Because Neptune is gonna square that. Then we see here Saturn trines on Venus, sextiles Jupiter. So Saturn sextiles Jupiter, trines on Venus. Time on your side, the value of time and patience. Because Saturn is Chronos in Aquarius, ruled by Uranus in Aries, which is where Jupiter is, and it's making contact with Jupiter. So there's time is on your side. So you'll feel more while all this is going on. You should feel more about like time is not running out. It's on your side. Because I don't know, a lot of times we feel like time is against us. Like it says there's not enough time. There's not enough time. During this new moon, you would have time on your side. You would have more of the value of patience. Like patience will actually get the job done, not haste. So that should be good as you're kind of figuring out who is this God self. You're tapping into this confidence to rebuild this God self, this renewal. And who is this? Who is this person? So this is what we'll see when we look at the full moon. We're gonna find out who is this person, this knowing of the God self. Who is that person? It's a good question, right? because we all talk about Fucus and want to step into it and we all know about it, but here's our chance to be in it with this new moon energy. So then, who is that? That's a good question, right? Who are you when you're in your God self? Who are you when you're not hustling and struggling and challenged by spirit, the fight of spirit? And maybe that's what this T square is, what Neptune is. What has you been what in the name of spirit has been challenging you when you're getting to know your God self? Like what is in your way? So so I'm curious to see all these things. So the quote I wrote here is invest in your highest God self complex. Because this is putting time into it. Saturn, Jupiter, Venus, and the Sophia. So invest in your higher God self complex because you're going to be figuring that out. Who are you in your higher God self? That's what we want, right? That's what we go for, right? So this is what an opportunity. All right. So let's now look at let's see if I can just do it this way. Yeah, full moon, December 26th. We're gonna get to that. So now full moon on the 26th, the day after Christmas. What's interesting is you have the sun is in Sag, the moon is in Gemini. So this is third house, ninth house. This is simple mind, higher mind. This is exploring. This in general is I put integrating your shadow because you remember in the new moon we saw Neptune kind of giving conflict to this Fucus energy, or right? And I believe it's the shadow. The shadow it needs to integrate because that's also spiritual. The shadow is spiritual. It's part of it's part of you. It's part of your God self. So what this looks like to me is exploring and discovering your true higher self. Still, we're in this Fucus Sagittarian place. Integrate your shadow. Gemini is the opposites, the twins. It's the yin and the yang. And then at the same time, you have what's interesting. This is more balance energy. Venus is in Libra. Venus rules Libra. Testing and discipline. Because Venus has a square to Saturn now. So Venus now squares on Saturn. So this is testing. Where before Venus was, I think it was having a trine or a sextile to Saturn. And then it has a sextile to Jupiter, Saturn. So this looks like testing and discipline in the Sophia energy, while Mars is in the Fucus energy of knowing. So this is totally balancing your masculine, your feminine, your shadows, your spirit energies, all your God energies, your shadow energies, and and maybe that's the conflict. I mean, that might be this conflict of spirituality is we're so afraid of the shadows that we see it as dark and evil. And maybe we're being called to integrate it. That's why Venus is like the Inanna, she's on trial. Ma'at, Libra, Ma'at, the balance. How are you being tested to be disciplined with your Sophia energy? Because the feminine energy is very powerful, but so is the masculine, the Fucus. So this is all happening on the full moon on December 26th after the sun moves out of a Fucus, which on December 21st and on 2012 is when the Fucus, the sun was rising in a Fucus. So it was the Christ energy. It was the Christos energy. So on the 21st, we can look back and we can see that the sun is in still right around that galactic center area. It might even look like it's conjunct. It is. We have still a conjunction. Mercury is conjunct galactic center. Mars galactic center. So it's a very powerful spiritual time of the Fucus energy on Christmas. Christ, Mass, more Christ, more Christos. So this is a good time to integrate that shadow. And we still have Pluto still mutating, still self-mutating, mutating the past and the present and the future. North node, south node. Pluto is still T-squaring on it right now. So that's what's going on. Any questions on that, on what you see? Any input? Yeah, it's kind of right on. It's perfect for the Christ Mass energy, right? Christ Mass, right? Instead of buying presents and stuff like that. How about you explore your inner God self? Who are you as the God self integrated with your shadow and your feminine and your masculine and all of that? Who are you? We don't know because we see it as conflict with our shadows. Our shadows are ugly. So now let's have a look at simply, I might have had it. Oh yeah, I have it here. Hang on, we'll get to it. The transits. A lot was covered in the a lot was covered in the moon, in the lunar cycles. But just want to point out, you know, at the beginning of December, we see a lot of Venus energy. We can see the Venus. Hang on. You can see a lot of the Venus here going on. You can jot down these dates. Let me just get rid of this thing keeps coming up. Hang on a second. Anyway, I can't see where, but I wrote it. Let me try to get rid of this thing. Okay, there we go. Venus opposing node. So this is part of that T square with Pluto. Venus opposing node, north node, conjunct south node, Mercury, Saturn, Venus square Pluto, Venus trine Saturn. So there's a lot of Venus, and this is getting ready for that trial energy because Venus Pluto square is pretty heavy. That's the dark feminine. That's the shadow feminine. Venus Saturn is learning, being taught a lesson or shown a lesson. Mercury Saturn, the same thing, the teacher. And then we have so you have like little healing energies here, Mercury, Sun, Chiron, December 7th. But so this full week is looking like healing energies. Then we have Mercury goes into retrograde on, believe it or not, the 13th of December, 12/13. Mercury goes into Gatorade. So that's something to look for because um did I see something earlier with Mercury squares I think there was a square with Mercury and Pluto. I think that's what we saw earlier. That can create, I think that's why I put confusion. There could be some confusion of the conflict with the spirit energy, the shadow energy. Because when Mercury goes retrograde and it contacts, not Pluto, I'm sorry, Neptune. I don't know if I said that. Neptune, there's a feeling of like feeling always on the water, like not understanding and feeling super nebulous and mixed messages and not really having clear information coming through. That's a lot of times the feeling that we get. And then we can see here Mars with the nodes at the end of the month. So Venus with the nodes at the beginning of the month, Mars with the nodes at the end of the month, right around the full moon. So there's definitely this balancing with the masculine and feminine, the two energies that we all work with. The shadows, the dark, the light, the God self, the dark self. All of that is brewing up for December, which is fine. These are the holy days, right? That's where it all, that's the root word of the holidays. These are holy days. This is when all religions celebrate their God selves, in different forms. So I just want to see where did I see that Pluto, Neptune, sorry. Neptune square Mercury. So it was right around when it goes Gatorade. Yeah, here. It was when the full moon. Yeah. See? Yeah. Mercury and a Fucus goes Gatorade. So that's why I wrote like the shadow, integrating that shadow, because then it's opposing the sun, the moon, because it's conjunct the sun and Gemini. So this is the pillars of man, the dark and the light. So everywhere you look on these charts, that's what we're having. We're having a dance with. So cool. So what do you guys think? I'll stop the share. Yeah.
The only thing I can think of when you was
Uh-huh.
talking about that, you
Yeah.
ever seen that old school kung fu flick called Shaolin versus Llama?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
And
I
like on
would
Channel 5
recommend.
back in the days on Saturdays.
Yeah, I would recommend people to watch that movie because what you're talking about is like that's the only thing I can picture with everything you're saying. Like
Yeah.
for real, for real.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the name
Who?
of the movie?
It's called
Ramata?
Shaolin versus Llama.
Like a llama, like a Buddhist llama.
Yeah, like LAMA. Yep.
Nice. Okay. All right. Is that when they go like like that?
Yep. Yep. Old school. It's an old school. Old school kung
Yeah.
fu flick.
And they're
But
like,
everything you was saying,
how
it
can
was
they
like,
come to get you?
yeah, that part. Yeah, like it really reminded me. With like
Yeah.
that movie, literally stand out the most because I was just like, dang, like that
Well,
sounds very familiar. Very
yeah, yeah,
familiar.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Cool. Who has a question? Nikki? Nikki has a question? Yeah, you have your hand up, right? Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up? How are you?
I didn't have a question. I just wanted to
Oh, cool.
share it often. Um, Today, I'm in caregiving, so I meet with a lot of elderly people. Today, I had an 87-year-old, highly vibrational Scorpio, and I got
Oh,
a lot of downloads around him today because I have been doing a lot of searching because this whole period from early August has been crazy with
yeah,
me as far as
yeah,
people pulling me in different directions and me finally asserting
yeah.
my my little self or whatever. But I watched this movie the other day called Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you have even seen this
No,
movie, but I got a lot of things going on in my mind from there, and I started looking up like Vedic astrology and what dosha that I'm in. Like I'm in my Rahu dosha, so that lasts like 18 years.
hmm.
And I've noticed that I have been going more towards my purpose during these transits over the summer of servicing to others when I've been trying to just service my house. And
Hmm.
that's like, I don't know if anybody does like Vedic astrology, but that's like my K2 energy, what I'm used to past all that stuff.
Yeah, right. The South now. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
I've been wanting to go towards the North Node and my 10th house. And I've been like, what am I supposed to do? I feel so bad leaving everybody at home.
Hmm.
But like I said, I got a lot of downloads from that and being focused on home and maintaining home, but having that desire to be a mother on a bigger platform has
Hmm.
really opened up this time and caused some conflict within my family, like relationship issues. And I just want to choke
Yeah.
everybody. So
Oh
it's
no.
it's been like dumb shit arguments and
Yeah.
but I'm learning to be more stoic
Yeah.
with it and
Yeah.
know that I'm going towards a purpose.
Yeah.
It feels good
Yeah.
to go towards that purpose. And I'm feeling more
Yeah.
confident in doing that. Just like fuck you to my household and just
Yeah.
go towards the
Oh
north.
wow.
So that feels really good. Yeah, being a part of this
Yeah.
group has really given me the confidence to do that.
Oh,
No,
cool.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate you and everybody else in this group who,
Yeah, thank you.
encourages us and teaches us. And my husband's starting to listen now. He's like, what is the moon doing today?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I just wanted to share that because this has been a crazy up and down. I remember you said that at the beginning of the summer, like this is about to be crazy. Well, hold on. And I was like,
Yeah,
nah, it ain't gonna be that bad. And yes, it has been fucking horrible,
yeah.
Ike.
Yeah, Pluto and the nodes, it's still going on. It's a
Yes,
long
and I'm a
time.
Pluto first house person.
Yeah, so yourself is being over and over. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, yes. No more changes.
Yeah, oh, it's life.
I know. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's all. I just wanted to share that.
Oh, well, thanks for all that. Yeah, I'm glad we're here. Yeah. Sweet. Um, cool. All right. Hey, I want to throw a few links up for you guys. Well, most of you already have the courses, but I'm doing a beginner's course because a lot of people um just want to know basic astrology. So you get the course and then it's free. So it's a free course here. So it's basically the first part of the masterclass. It's the paint by numbers. So if you don't have any of that, you can take that course, and then I'm going to make an announcement. We're going to do a live class on that too. So that way you guys will have basic understanding of astrology. So when you're hanging out at your holiday parties, you can do some charts for people. Right? Yeah. So take that. And then for those of you who study the master class, I'm only taking on uh three mentor students for the winter. So if you want to jump on that, that's the link there. So it's a 3-month mentor program, and if you don't have the master class, you'll get that too. And then you'll have one-on-one sessions with me. I think we have 12 sessions together, and I train you up to have your own practice. So I'm only doing three people for the winter because I'm gonna kind of chill out this winter and just do readings, sailing, and mentorships. So yeah. So that's it, peeps. Anybody have anything to add or?
Well, I put mine in the comments as you were talking, but mine was like all last week it started for me was all the tests coming in over and over and with family
Mhm.
and things of that nature. So, and it culminated with our truck breaking down and we couldn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving. So,
Oh,
and it's a thing because it was like we were trying to decide who to spend with. And it
yeah.
was like, okay, well, God just made the decision for us. We
There you
stayed
go. Right.
and we worked on our, our backyard, got a fire pit built and everything, and
Wow.
got our little area set up,
Yeah.
winterized. And so, and it just was like Saturday, it was our son got fired,
Oh,
and
nice. Yeah.
it was like everything. And it's just like, you know what? Actually, no, stop.
That was the
Just,
Saturn Mars T-square stuff that was brewing. Yeah.
just, it's not for our greater good. It was a
Mhm.
toxic environment. He needed out. This is good.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Lining. And, and it was like, just having that breakdown point and having your own little talk
Hmm.
and being like, I'm done with the lessons. We know the
Hmm.
lesson. We're good. Let's
Yeah.
move on. And it's like, actually, no, not. We still got
Yeah.
a whole lot more of it to go. So,
Keep on going. Well, yeah, we're going through it. Getting torn in mulch. Yeah. All right, peeps. I'm gonna get rolling. I'm gonna make some dinner. It was nice hanging with you guys. So we got the month ahead of us. It's looks pretty good. A little bit of shadow work, but why not? All right. So, all right. I'll see all you guys later. Thanks for showing up.
See you later.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. See you.